please subscribe. Let's go. Man versus bear. Is a woman safer with a bear or a man? Well, this question has gone all around the world online, and it started on TikTok. Somebody asked the question, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? Well, they said bear. They picked the bear. They said a bear is more predictable than a man. Well, this whole question has gone bigger than life. It's everywhere. And I thought it'd be fun to actually put my commentary on it. This is a commentary. I did put my answer on Facebook, and I got a lot of responses on that. Some were not favorable. Now, the media is really saying that a lot of people just aren't getting the meaning of the question. It's really about violence against women, because the majority of violent victims are females, women, and young girls. And I know that, and we all kind of get that, right? But that really doesn't mean that we all want to be in the woods with a bear. What was my answer? Well, I'll show you. I choose the man. I do not choose the bear. I do not want to be in the woods alone with a bear. I really don't. I mean, I've seen a lot of nature shows, and I kind of know how bears, I think, are predictable in that they will maul you. A lot of them do, right? One of the answers that I got on my Facebook, they said, well, and all over the world, the debate is now about bears. How dangerous are bears? And so many people are saying they've lost the point of the whole thing. I disagree. I don't think anybody's lost any point. We all have our own answers, and we all are going to answer this question from our own experience, right? So some of you said, well, yeah, but grizzly bears, because I pointed out that one, what was his name? Timothy. I'll leave the name down here because I can't think of it right now because I just want this to be improv. This is my commentary. He lived in Alaska with the grizzlies. He tried to become friends with them. Well, and he had his girlfriend there. And over time, the grizzlies finally attacked him and his girlfriend, and they ate him. So we're talking about bears are kind of predictable in that eventually they're going to be the wild animals that they are, okay? Well, some of you said, well, yeah, but grizzlies, when I pointed that out, they said, well, yeah, grizzlies are more dangerous than like a black bear. Black bears, well, okay, if we're going to get specific, then let's get specific on the man in the woods too, then, right? If we're going to, well, how about a black bear in the woods? Would you rather be with a black bear or a man? Well, would you rather be with a grizzly and a serial killer man? How's that? Or would you rather, be with a man who's been in prison a lot and has a lot of violence in his background? No, you didn't. Nobody specified that. The bear and the man. Well, I don't know what you would choose, but I'll choose the man. Why? Why would I choose the man and not the bear? I don't trust a bear. I'm more of a people person anyways. I know. And I get it that I'm going off base of what the question was about. But if you're going to ask the question, if you really want that question to go the way they want it to go, then ask the question, do you believe that women and young girls are safe in our society? Okay, ask that. But if you're going to go with a man or a bear, you didn't say a man and a penguin, right? Or a man and a cat. Or, or something like that. Or, you went with one of the most predictably violent animal, a bear. Why did you pick a bear? If they're so sweet, why'd you pick a bear? Because so many women are now defending the bear. This has gone beyond life. This whole question is kind of like crazy. But, these things, these make me ask these questions. Why'd you pick the bear? You picked the bear because a bear is violent. It's known to be violent. And even when Timothy and his girlfriend in Alaska were trying to make the best, I saw a documentary on him. He had them named. He spent years with them. But eventually, they got him. Yeah, eventually they did. They probably got sick of him, right? And that's the way I would feel in the woods with a bear. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would always be worried about that bear because I know that bears don't have a conscience. And if the bear, is it a female bear or is it a male bear? That would make a difference too. I know I'm going out there, but this is the way my mind works, right? Of course I'm going to pick the man. And why? Because, one reason is because, and so many men were angered by this. And I can see why. Because there's so many good men out there. Yes, I agree that women are not as strong as men. So there are men that will take advantage of it. They will. They'll take advantage of that. But there's so many good men out there. Love me or hate me. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to say it like it is. Another reason, too, is I have sons and grandsons. And possibly down the road, great-grandsons. Believe me, I'm not gonna make them out to be bears. That's rude. That would be rude on my part to say, oh yeah, I'd rather be with a bear than a man. And if they say, let's go with the black bear. If a black bear is so nice, they're not as nice as some people might claim them to be. Okay, so do you want to be with a black bear or a very gentle man? Come on, if you're going to distinguish between the bears, then let's distinguish between the characteristics of a human male. Well, I have sons and grandsons, and I'm not going to insult them like that. They've never hurt anybody, and I don't think they ever would. They would never perpetrate violence on a female. Why else would I not? Why else would I pick the male? Well, here's one other reason. I've never been abused by a male, and I have a right to answer that way. I shouldn't have to say, well, no, I'm going to be with the bear just to make everybody else happy and go with the flow. I've never really gone with the flow besides. Yeah, I'm I like to take the path least followed, right? And I go for the underdog too. The males are just getting pounded on these days. Seriously. Come on, a lot of us are moms. And today's Mother's Day, if you're watching it today, today's Mother's Day, and we have males. We have sons, grandsons. We have them. And we've got brothers that we love. And some of us still have dads that are alive that we love. Yeah. I've never been abused by male. I've been treated poorly, I guess emotionally, but women can definitely abuse emotionally. Also, right? My dad, he was very gentle. And he was hilarious. He didn't he was very subtly funny. He had the whole family laughing quite a bit. I can remember even as a young girl. I thought he should be I remember saying, Dad, you should be president. I remember he looked at me. No, he never, ever spanked me. He never laid a hand on me. And I'll tell you what, he never yelled at me. Who did though? My mother. She didn't beat us, but she was a heavy taskmaster. She really was. And I got spanked by her. And I remember as a teenager, I got slapped once, which was very offensive. My dad never laid a hand on me, right? And she yelled at us. As far as females go, my stalker is a female, right? I was bullied severely in one of my jobs, and I was an older adult too. I was in my 40s, and I was bullied by a female. So my question would be, do I want to be in the woods with a bear or a female? No, I'll go with the female. Because not all females are horrible, and not all males are horrible. I mean, what if you got the luck of the draw? It didn't specify, did it? What if this male was the cutest guy in the whole entire world? Right? Yeah. I know this might be going off point, but they didn't specify. I mean, so every male, every man is terrible? No, but every bear is a wild animal. But not every man is horrible. So there's really my point. I think that, you know what I think the point of this whole question is that needs to be redirected? Is it right to just stereotype one gender against another in all cases? No. Not all men are terrible. In fact, I'm going to say that most men are wonderful. And I realize that there is trauma out there created by men. Men have a different makeup about them. And they're not women. And we're less violent. But women are very cruel also. And we can be emotionally cruel. We can be emotionally cruel to men. We do have the wherewith to actually murder. And I just hate to see in our society, this is my point. I hate to see in society where we're pitting males against females constantly, and we're making all men into vicious killers and violent people. I mean, if you think about it in school, remember in school, if your teacher constantly told you who you were, you know what? You're going to end up that. If you're, you know, oh, you're such a rebel. Well, there is part of us as human beings to say, oh, really? Well, if you want to see rebel, watch this. This is what I think in some ways we might be perpetuating. I believe that we all have to stand on our own merit. And I don't care what anybody says. I pick the man over the bear. I do not want to be in the woods with a bear. I really don't. I remember watching different nature. Now let's go on bears. I remember the black bear is so gentle, or, you know, it's easy to scare off. Well, I know in, it says, Out of the Wild. I remember it was on Discovery. I own them. I loved them so much. But there was one that started off. The first one was they were in Alaska. They dropped the people off, and then they had to survive. They had drop points, and they gave them maps. They were to go here and there. They had to walk themselves out of Alaska. Well, there were brown bears everywhere, and I remember at one point, one of the scouts came to be with them and helped them to bag a bear so that they had food. They were starving. Well, you know, he didn't, and he was an expert on black bears. I mean, he didn't make it like, oh yeah, they're gentle. You know, no, I mean, they're a wild animal, and I will not be part of something that makes my sons or my grandsons out to be wild animals, because they're not. They're quite civilized. And I suppose they have, as somebody has put it, you know, you need to be people need to know there's a monster inside of you. But you're a civilized monster, okay? And I really almost agree with that, because if you don't, I mean, these days, people will walk all over you. You have the ability, but you've got it under control. You've got it under control. I suppose my sons could beat the crap out of somebody if they needed to, but they've got it under control. You know, if somebody's going to hurt their wives, oh yeah, they're going after them. But they've got it under control. They're They're peaceful until they can't anymore. Yeah, they're willing to fight, but only under certain circumstances. I think a bear would be hard to be around in the woods. What do you think? I know. Well, this is the debate. This is the debate that is going on. And I really did on Facebook, and I held my own because I have a right to my opinion, right? And it is on my Facebook profile, right? But people were coming on there. Some of them weren't even my friends, Facebook friends, but saying, well, you know, how lucky for you, making me feel bad that I was lucky that I haven't been abused by a male, you know, but okay. Well, let me know what you think. I'm sure you have a lot of opinions. And I think the debate is about a lot of things. Because if you're going to compare a man to a bear, I have a right to defend my stance on how vicious a bear can be. They'll eat you. What did somebody say? Actually, a female bear with cubs, what they do is they hold you down there while the baby cubs eat you alive. No, I don't want to be in the woods with a bear. I mean, that's just the way it is. I refuse to be in the woods with a bear. Okay, this is just for fun, and I thought that I would put my commentary on this. I hope that you found it amusing and interesting, and I don't know if you know about this. Most of you do, but there are probably some of you out there watching that do not know about this debate. It's everywhere. I'm sure probably you have, because it really is everywhere, and now it's here on Minivan Lee, the Minivan Lee Show. Okay, till tomorrow. You have fun, all you moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. Mwah. Please subscribe. Okay, thanks.